Hello. Handling relationship breakup denial. Denial happens when our feelings are of whatever they might be, or the situation that we find ourselves in is too painful to accept, when reality is too painful to accept. It's a way of putting off feeling the strength and the depth of those feelings, the grief, the guilt, shame, rejection even. Underneath that, feelings of not good enough, feelings that life is out of control and you don't know what to do about it. It can also be a way of denying our fear of the future, not avoiding our fear of the future. Our fear of being alone or maybe not being able to cope. In essence, denial can be or is a way to process those extremely painful feelings and life changes a bit more slowly. So in a sense, it's a bit of a defense mechanism. It's a way of feeling that we're able to function in the world, whilst underneath it's still processing things that little bit more slowly, rather than being paralyzed by the situation or the feelings. And sometimes we need that. We need to take things a bit more slowly. If something has been a huge shock or something that is going to require some big changes inside before we can get to that place of acceptance, that place of relief and letting go. And that's really where we want to get to. That's really where it's important to get to, because that's where the pain is going to actually ease. So whilst it has some benefits in the short term, in the long term, what it does is mean that we stay in that pain and suffering for longer. But if you're aware that you're in denial, then you're definitely past the worst bit, because the catch-22 of being in denial and not knowing it is that it's very hard to make any changes there. But if you're watching this and you know about denial and you feel it for yourself, then you have to, you have that awareness. And when you have awareness, that's when you can actually do something about it. And the first thing I would say is being really gentle with yourself. Focus on your self-care. It's going to take baby steps to move things from a place of denial. So focus on what you can do for yourself, physically, for your self-care, emotionally and psychologically. That might mean writing out your feelings and then getting rid of it, not reading it. It might mean journaling any insights that you get, so that and positive things to help you move along. It might mean getting professional help to talk it out and to get an objective view. But the aim is to get to that place of where you can move forward, because if you don't get to acceptance, it's really hard to take those next steps and move into your future life. And the only thing that we can do is to be in the present. So taking those baby steps and not looking further than that can help minimize the effect of those feelings, and get to that place of acceptance. Now, if the other person of a breakup is in denial and is constantly wanting reasons and wanting to get back together and wanting contact, the kindest thing to do there is to be kind but firm and consistent. And if you're having a wobble day, if you're having a lonely day, not to turn to that person out of habit, but to again get your own support somewhere else, to vent somewhere else. So in essence, denial is a powerful thing. It can be a shock when you come out of denial to see how trapped it's possible to be. But once you're aware there's elements of denial, then you can start to take some baby steps, start with your own self-care, and get consistency in recognizing those feelings, allowing them to feel, to flow through you and moving past them, letting go, accepting the situation and moving forward. A few ideas and tips about handling relationship breakup denial.